What's going on, traders? Welcome back to another live stream. If you're new, my name is Zach, aka Real Deal Zach. This is Real Deal Futures. I gotta fix this. I don't know why it happens every time on Kick. There we go. Now we got no feedback. What's going on, chat? Good morning, good morning. I'll be saying what's up to you guys in just a minute. Make sure you read what's on the screen before we get started. Trading is risky. Most traders do lose money. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. Nothing you see or hear from me is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. For entertainment purposes only, I'm just an idiot yapping on YouTube. Also, read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even if funded prop from accounts, and the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content like Top 1 Futures, Code RDF, Bookmap, and others. What is going on, chat? Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's hop on to these charts. See what we got rolling. I don't know where the hell this zone came from, but we're going to get that out of there. Be taking a look at ES here for NYSE Open. I've got a 7-pack of straight to Sim Pro 150K accounts that were doing really nice. Now, not so nice. We're going to see if we can't pull these bad boys back towards a payout. Slowly working towards that goal on these accounts here. Before we get started, what's up? Alexander, what's happening? AVS, what's up? Dwayne, what's up? What's going on? Chat, Scott, what is happening? Biblical, what's happening? What's happening? Andrew Baggs, what's up? What's going on? What's going on? Columbia, what's happening, Columbia? The boys on Kick? Where we at? What's going on, Kick? How we doing? Whole bunch of y'all hopping on. I'm sure Neo's on there somewhere. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Ralph, good morning. What's happening? What's happening? Appreciate you, appreciate you. Let's see what we got rolling here. We've got the daily chart loaded up. That's really where I like to start my analysis with you guys. Like I talked about on IG. If you don't follow me on IG, I yap a whole bunch on there, stories and all that fun stuff. But I like to get my charts marked up nice and early in the morning. Ralph doing good, ready to rock. Absolutely. What's up? What's up, Scott? What's up, JNRVing? What's happening? What's going on? Alexander's fine. Everything is fine. Good, bro. That's the way we want to keep it. So I like to get my charts marked up in the morning, but when I start out with you guys, I like to take a look at the daily. Just get a feel for that higher time frame. You know, we're zoomed in on the 1 minute. We're looking for the trades that we look for every damn day, but it can be helpful to get this higher time frame context, right? This higher time frame perspective. So, consolidation, strong uptrend, right? For the last couple months. Consolidation, push to the upside, gnarly pullback down. Worst we've seen as far as a daily sell-off on the U.S. indices over the last couple of months. Big bullish bar, little bit of consolidation here, and now we're just continuing to pop to the upside, right? So we closed nice and bullish. We took off in the overnight session. As you can see, we are well above prior day high, overnight high way up here near all-time highs. Overnight high at 64.26 and a quarter. Yesterday's high, prior day high, all the way down there at what are we at here? 63.79 and a half. So you know we are looking really bullish in this overnight session. Pretty much what it looks like across U.S. indices. Here's session changeover. You can see we opened up for Asia, pushed to the upside. Really continued that right into London. London opened up, and we just drove this bad boy higher. We got a pull back down to VWAP here, and a little bit of a pop off the open. It is 9:36 a.m. Eastern. A little bit of a pop off the open here after a quick dip down, and now kind of settling here around this 6,400, right? Not a big surprise that we're up near around a large number, right? U.S. indices love to trade around those large psychological numbers for whatever reason, right? We don't have to be geniuses and have the why behind every single thing. We just look at things from a pattern recognition standpoint, right? So taking a look on Bookmap with you guys here. One thing I like about streaming from OBS, I can just do what I just did and drag Bookmap all over the place. Make it nice and easy for you guys to see. Yeah, you guys can see this one. Taking a look at Bookmap, we've got a little bit of a negative CVD opening up here. Not terribly surprising because we did kind of come back off the highs, right, from that overnight session. Looking to the upside, 64.50s, interesting up there. Not terribly thin either way though. This doesn't give me any crazy standout levels. If we start to sell off, I'd probably be looking towards that 63.80 for an interesting level, right? We got a little extra stack of orders there. The 90s looking pretty thick, but this is fairly evenly stacked, right? You know, if you look equal distance to the upside all the way up here, 64.40s, we got some. So it's not like another day maybe where we have like nothing on, nothing by side. To the upside, we got a ton of resting sell orders, big stacks, you know, above price that have been on since before market opened up. But a little bit closer, obvious, right? You know, probably don't need Bookmap to tell you there's going to be, you know, a lot of volume being traded at 6,400 on ES. Nothing too crazy standing out on Bookmap to me. Gonna have to watch to see how this develops, and as we move to the upside or downside, potentially use that as some additional information you might find helpful. Taking a look at levels on the chart. Taking a look at the levels that we got on the chart. To the upside, overnight high, 64.26 3/4. That's the area that we traded for London here, right about 6:20 a.m. Eastern. That's going to be an interesting spot to watch. Up above price. Yeah, not like we have a really serious level until we get way up here into the 64.50s, right? This is probably the next level that I would be looking at. If I had to throw a zone in between overnight high and prior week high, it would be off of these 64.50s. So I'm going to do that right now. Again, mostly leaning on that being a nice round number and there being a little bit of liquidity there. But it's not a huge high volume node. It's not like we came up here and hung out here for forever. So that's not a super duper interesting area of interest, for lack of a better term. We sell off to the downside. Looking at the 15-minute, we got prior day high. That's the next level I have below here. And then we got overnight low way down here coming from session changeover. We start to sell off really aggressively. I'm looking down below this prior day high level, pull back down to like the 63.70s. We could definitely find some buyers before that. We could just dip down below VWAP, maybe tap like the 90s and then kind of blast back off. If you were looking aggressively long, I don't think that would be a bad spot to start looking. I'd have to start looking and see what happens if we start to sell off really aggressively, where I would look for a bounce play. Sweep of prior day high, getting close to overnight low down here into the 70s wouldn't be too bad, but that's a pretty considerable distance from price, right? If we do that, we're selling off 42 points, 43 points to get to the low 70s. So that'd be a pretty gnarly turn, right? So far, this is looking bullish, and it's feeling like market's getting driven higher, right? We pushed to the upside yesterday. We're pushing the upside overnight really aggressively. We're opening up now just with a tap of VWAP. This could be another one of these New York sessions where, if we look back over here, here's 9:15, 9:30, right? Take a look. There's the 9:30 candle. Took off on the 15-minute chart, like no pullbacks. Hardly anything trading below prior bar lows till we get all the way up here into the late afternoon, right? We've had a couple of those. This was a little bit of chop first, and then we pushed to the upside. This could be a takeoff right off the open. These could be a little bit tricky to trade. If we just pop off the open and then literally pop off the open and then just don't pull back at all, that could be dicey to trade. So gonna stay patient as I always do. Let the market start to open up. First 15 minutes at least. We got through unemployment at 8:30 a.m. right here. A whole lot of nothing out of that as far as volatility goes. We don't have too much until Trump speaking later. Looking at the financial news calendar, don't really have too much until Trump starts yapping later. So pretty clear day to be trading. So yeah, again, you're gonna let the market start to open up. Watching overnight high, I don't know, maybe the 90s. I'd be interested to see if we started to sell off, what happens down here on Bookmap. Maybe the 90s, but probably down here into the 70s for a long. Probably a sweep of overnight high. Maybe if we started to crack really aggressively, the 50s could be another area of interest. These are the levels I'm looking to trade off of. 64.50s, overnight high, 64.25s, let's say, for round numbers sake. Prior day low around 63.80. Overnight low around 63.65. Those are the round number, the key areas of interest that I'm looking at today. The 63.90s could be an interesting spot. Yeah, we don't have too much structure. Yeah, we got a little bit. Down here, but it's not a lot of volume, man. I'd probably say there's potential down here for to start looking for it. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna give myself the freedom to start looking for a long if we come down into the 63.90s. So I will mark that, so you guys know exactly what we're looking at today. Just gonna mark that with a little level there. Yeah, 63.91. Cool. Let's let the market open up and wait for an area of interest, right? When we start to get down there, watch Bookmap. We'll continue to watch Bookmap on the right-hand side, what happens as we approach those levels. We get a lot of buy orders stacking up. Also, outside of just the level of interest, how do we get there on the price action and market structure? What does that look like as we're coming down into it? Are we trending lower with really clean downtrend structure? Do we just crack lower real quick? Maybe we're getting a wick down. What does delta look like on the way down there? Cumulative volume delta, right? Do we have a super negative CVD indicating that, sellers are just vastly outweighing buyers on the way down there? Maybe we want to be a little bit cautious. Do we get down there, we start to get a CVD divergence, right? I don't love that term because it's used in so many different ridiculous ways, but do we start to see cumulative volume delta increase, right? We start to see buyers start to outweigh sellers by way of volume traded. Maybe that will support a long play. So that's the thought process. What's up? What's going on, everybody? Yeah, you guys are yapping away in chat. What's happening? Let's see. Let's read the chat. See what we got going on. And before we even do that, you guys know what day it is. You know what week it is. Whoa, it's not that day. It's Fund and Frenzy week. We are giving out prop firm accounts like candy on these live streams. We gave away a straight to funded account every morning on these live streams, and we will be doing another one later today. And we've been giving out multiple in the afternoon. Yes, we are running duck races. I see multiple people said duck race. We will be running the duck race later today. At Power Hour, I'll be back on. If you miss it, you don't win today. I will be back on for Power Hour, streaming live around 2:30, 3 p.m. Probably closer to 3 p.m. today. When's the giveaway? Yeah, later this session, guys. Later this session. What's going on, everybody? I hope everybody has a good trading day. Oh yeah. Duck race. What's up? What's going on? Not really any news today. Let's see what we got going on. YouTube, how we doing? Kick, how we doing? Let's see. I won't be number one for long. Lee, what's up? Ready for today? Wolf, what's up? Wonder why Zach didn't call my name. Wolf, I see you, bro. Listen, man. Wolf definitely deserves the number one crown. That YouTube thing is jacked up. I'll give credit where it's due. Wolf is here every damn day, and he loves to hang out and troll. Selling back off towards the 6400s while I'm reading the chat. Let's see. Can you change the background of your chart? Are you asking me to? Because the answer would be no. No, I will not. I'll run the chart color that I like on my screen. You can run whatever chart color that you like. I like to run a black background with some white and gray kind of monotone candles. Keep it nice and clean, settling for me. So you can run whatever color that you want, but you said that like 5 times. That's mad funny. Alexander, you got a lot of comments today, brother. Talk with us. You're talking randomly. Yeah, that was some market analysis. I usually open up with some market analysis, try to provide a little bit of value, and then come over and start yapping to you guys. We joke around with the duck race. But chill, bro. Chill out. Don't worry. You can run whatever color that you want on your chart. That's the first time that anybody's asked me to change the color of my chart background. That's funny, though. Look in the 30-minute. Get at least an idea. Entry price, any ideas? Real Duck Zach. Oh, yeah, we got the duck race rolling. Trader Julie Kate, what's up? She's here for the crown and maybe another win. John says real duck futures. Yeah, we are running duck races. If you don't know what the duck race is, it is for Straight to funded accounts in the morning, and for elite challenge accounts in the afternoon. Hey, Zach, could you make me a cup of coffee? Alexander says, not funny. Okay. Took a short on ES, waiting for it to touch the overnight point of control. Can I get a duck with close? Hopefully. We'll see. We'll see how the duck race goes. Too funny. While you're at it, can you put on a green shirt? Yeah, guys. Yeah, I have a lot of fun with you guys on here, but we're we'll take some requests for some fun stuff, but you guys run whatever chart you want to run. Very funny stuff today. First time here. Thanks for trading live. Thank you guys. What's up? What's going on, guys? Earnings? I don't know. I don't really follow too much by way of earnings. Don't really do that. Let's see. Waiting to see as we sell off down below VWAP here. Got a little bit of liquidity. If I'm looking on Bookmap, a little bit of liquidity at 63.95 and a half as we start to sell off. Again, these 90s where I marked that zone are not really a key level, man. But above overnight low, prior day low, because it's just so damn far off today. I could potentially see that for an area of support found. Interesting. Yeah, 63.90 maybe. I'd like a buy today, obviously, right? We've really just been pushing to the upside. I really wouldn't mind a buy today. This is tough structure for me to trade off of. I really like a sweep of like an overnight low, the Asia London low, prior day high, maybe. So taking something up here with a stop loss down here, a little bit dicey. We'll have to see. A short, this might be all we get. It might be a crack below VWAP and we take right back off. We come back through this high. It's going to start to look good for a long. I would consider waiting as we sold off, if we sell off, for some reaction to the upside today and look for a more continuation style off some pullback. This one's a little bit dicey. Here we are back to VWAP, hanging out around that 6,400 level. Not a whole lot of news. Could be interesting to see. Let's see what we got rolling on. Yeah, kind of flat overall here. Strong trend, pull back to VWAP. I would bet that we got a lot of people getting long here. Yeah, we start to come up through this high, guys. I think that might be the move for the morning. 9:50 a.m. Eastern, pull back down below VWAP, and then a little bit of buyers found. This is going to be interesting to see. But we're waiting and seeing. I really don't want to get involved. They got involved yesterday, looking for a short through VWAP that really didn't play out. I like that trade, but ended up being an L as we pushed higher. I'd like this long. This is not a terrible spot for it if you're just hella bullish coming into the morning. But I'm going to wait to see if we pull back a little bit further and then maybe wait for a reaction. I wouldn't mind the 90s. I really wouldn't mind the 90s. We got CBD starting to pick up on Bookmap. Negative 2,900 coming off the lows around negative 3,700. Wait and see for now. Let's see. Got a couple people asking questions on Bookmap. AVS looking for somewhere good to get consistent, having good trades with MNQ. Nice. Is that sellers or buyers below their red line of Bookmap? So what we're looking at here, guys, this is Bookmap, order flow tool. We're looking at level 2 data. We have price right here. Mark, who asked this, price right here. And this is kind of what your traditional DOM looks like, right? This is your order book. We have price levels above and below. Price levels above that have the heat map lit up and resting orders are going to be sell orders. These are the orders that we can see looking at a DOM. Below price is going to be buy orders. We can't see, resting sell stops below price, right? Because it's technically not an order that's showing on the book. Bookmap does have things like stops, trackers as things are executed. You can have that kind of track on here, but we're able to see resting sell orders above price, resting buy orders down below price. And again, Bookmap's not really special. You can get this on a traditional depth of market with, with any data feed that you want. That's fine. Bookmap, it just displays it in a heat map, right? Let's see. Okay, that line was a buy. Thanks. Yep. 6 MES short, 2 partials taken. Started reversing, so irritating. Just go down already. Yeah, I don't know. This could be a little bit choppy off the open here. Hanging out around VWAP, so I'm looking at this long, like gun to my head, which I say often, and I hope I never have on here. Gun to my head, I'm getting long on this with a nice wide stop, looking to run this bad boy back up towards all-time highs. It's just bullish overall, bullish on really, all time frames except for right here as we're starting to sell off through VWAP. I would like a key level hit and some liquidity filled before looking long. That's my game plan, right? Otherwise, I'm kind of just jumping in close to the open here. 954, but gonna wait patient. See if we can't bounce back from some morning L's. Took a W, 2 break-evens and a W, scalping NQ last night with you guys. We'll see if we can't get that motion rolling again tonight. Power hour, I'll be back on with you guys about 3 p.m. Eastern. Let's see. Half day for you. Took CO short work. Nice. Why I'm no longer on your radar. You guys talking about yourself. I don't know why you don't take your comments seriously. I do take your comments seriously. I think it's a silly comment to say change the colors of your chart. It helped enlarging the candles. Yeah, same thing, guys. It's just preference, right? You can run whatever size, color, or candles that you want to run. I'm trading here, right? So you at home or wherever you are, if you're trading, I would, give you the green light to go make your chart whatever color or size that you like, whatever's helpful for you. You go back through my videos, it's been the same for a long period of time. This is the chart that I like to stare at. Back in the afternoon. Yeah, guys, I'm running this bad boy for power hour in the afternoon as well. Having some fun on NQ. Scott says, shaking my head. If it's green, may not be able to see it because of colorblind thing. I'm here because I like how you ride the ship. Yeah, we try, man. Got some volatility coming in on that candle, man. Quick wick to the upside. Let's see what we get here. Yeah, that was a nice jump in CVD. 395's got a decent amount, but I don't know about this, guys. This is looking choppy. If I had to jump into something, like I said, long would be my play, but it's just not setting up for me just yet. If we just chop around here or we take off from this level, it's no trade, right? I don't have even a level above prior day high and overnight low, which I really don't love to get long above hit. If we just tap VWAP and take off, the ASFX boys are probably going to be doing pretty well because that's their setup. Long and short off of VWAP, following the trend. So I'm betting we got Austin and Evan and the ASFX boys getting long on this. See if it plays out for them. Not a bad approach, right? If you just trade off of VWAP. Yeah, we're going to hang out for this one. I don't know, guys. We'll see. I'm trading all damn day with you guys here. So I'm not all damn day, but long period in the morning and then long period in the afternoon. So it's almost less pressure to look to get something on the morning if I know that I'm going to be back on here trying to scalp NQ with you guys. You need to see my trading station. It's pretty effing funny. Wolf. Change the color of your chart to Uncle Trump's hair. To Trump Uncle's hair. You guys are funny. Yeah, funny enough, I mean, way back in the day, I used to run blue and green candles. Oh, excuse me, blue and yellow candles. So I did have one of the color of his hair. Just different than red and green, but it's just preference, man. You know, make your chart whatever you want to stare at all day. I will say one thing, like, I do think there's a little bit, if you are trading from a technical based standpoint and you're using your implicit memory, right, for pattern recognition, not to sound all complicated about it. If you stare at a chart all damn day, you probably want to keep that chart somewhat consistent. I think that can be helpful, right? If you're changing your candles completely, or your setup, or all your indicators, even if you're using the same tools, probably better to be running that same setup day in and day out, right? You just get really used to it, and you can focus on movement of candles, right? The way everything's printing, the tools you're using, whatever it is. So that's hilarious. Yeah. 2015 Apple MacBook Air iPhone 8 Plus. It's a challenge, but paid for. Scott, making it happen, bro. Listen, let me tell you guys. I literally go see on my Instagram the meme that I posted today, because I joke around, I make stuff. It was like traders setups after they win 2 trades and make $7 of profit. It's like 100 screens. Bro, the screen is not going to help. The computer is not going to help, man. Like most of us, right? We're trading off a web-based platform. Yes, good internet is good. Yes, a nice big screen so you can see it is good. But having 47 screens and the fastest MacBook Pro or some crazy setup, that's not going to make you a profitable trader, man. That's not going to be the edge for you. You know, maybe it's helpful. Maybe it's nice to look at, but that's not going to be the help, man. So Scott, keep doing what you're doing, man. I've seen plenty of traders firsthand, really solid traders that trade with single screen. One single screen. Usually it's not on a super duper old computer with crappy, internet, right? You probably want something that's going to be relatively fast, but there's plenty of traders that just trade off of a candlestick chart. There's some that trade straight off of a phone. There's like 1 or 2 that have been on the Top Step leaderboard that I've seen that are just like straight up phone traders, which I think is wild. Here we go, pushing back up to the upside here, man. Yeah, we had a jump right here. And here we go, coming through the 411s, 412s to the upside. That might be it, man. Not a setup for me, but we're going to see if this continues through the 420s. We got 140 orders on the book up here. We're coming through some liquidity to the upside. If buyers can continue to take this out, it might be right back towards overnight high. And then above. This could turn into some bullish movement pretty quickly here, guys. Is that all we're gonna do? Pull back right off the open and then blast off? Not my setup. Not my setup. Let's see. Let's see what we get, chat. Oh, that's what works, man. That's what works. That's hilarious. Whatever works, man. I trade sitting in a Lambo. I'm not complaining. Yeah, Wolf. Me too. This is actually the inside of my Lambo. This is not inside of a room in a house. Never used a huge setup. Whatever the candle was, just wrecked my short. DLL for the day. Will. Green, black, shorting crude. Nice. Huge setup means a noob. Very simple. Will, I'm sorry to hear that, brother. Yeah, I'm guessing you were short, maybe with a stop loss up here. That was a little bit of volatility that came in. Looked like we were going to follow through, but here we go. So this is really choppy overall, guys. If we continue to do this, maybe even if we sweep the lows, we come back up, I would look long. But we got to do something out of this range. So far, this is what we're looking at, right, for New York session. Here's 930. This is pretty damn choppy. Relative to VWAP, relative to prior day high, where we're opening up, it's bullish overall, right? Looking at this pre-market session. But I'm not to just jump in with a quick stop right below session low. If we pull back here and then take right back off again, I'd be interested to see, but I'm thinking we sweep these lows again. And I'd be interested to see what happens when we do. I think today, guys, honestly, I'm going to be a little bit more patient off the open, just based on this structure. And I'll explain exactly why that is, right? Try to articulate what I'm doing and why. Damn, why am I tripping out here? Where's my path? There we go. On another day, right, I'm entering really aggressively off of a level, and my entries like for a long position is right down here, right down here. Today, I'm going to look for my entry probably to be on the way back up. To be on the way back up. A little bit worse entry, a little bit more confirmation that buyers are stepping back in. Why? Right? Why is that? Because I don't have a beautiful area of interest to the downside. I have multiple, right? And if I have multiple like this, I really don't know if we start selling off where we stand to find buyers. And I wouldn't mind being long here, or here. So if I get long here with a stop loss right here, it really doesn't make sense from a risk management perspective, right? I wouldn't want to be invalidated down here. I'd want to be invalidated all the way down here. Obviously, I can't get long here with a stop loss all the way down here unless I'm going to go for, a 50-point move out of the market. You can. So those reasons, I'm just kind of throwing this out there. I'm going to watch order flow. Maybe something really beautiful starts to look good, but I could feel it already. When I have this type of setup, we've pushed so far overnight, and we got multiple levels that we might find buyers off of, but I don't have a clean spot to throw an invalidation point. I could either run it really wide off of the first one if we start to, maybe just pause there for a second, or I can wait. I can wait a little bit longer for buyers to start to step back in and CVD start to shift, volume start to come into the upside, and look to take it for more of a continuation. Still a reversion, right? Still a reversion style trade, but a little bit more of a wait and see type of approach off of the level. So that's probably what I'm going to be looking at today. Again, if we just take off to the upside from here, I could pull the same thing. Could really pull the same thing, but I don't love that. I don't love that at all. That would generate a really tight stop loss for me, what I usually look at. So just talking trading, talking entries, talking what I'm seeing from the markets. Me trading on a bicycle soon. Maybe a tricycle. Nice. 6 to 8 screens, vertical, diagonal, weird colors all over. That's a noob setup. Yep. Wish I trusted my phone. Yeah, the phone, I think if you're going to be, if you're going to take trading seriously, the phone, you're looking at a couple inches, right? At best. I think you probably would do better with, an inexpensive laptop even, and just good internet. I do think having really good connection is important. That's a thing that people slack on, but it depends where you're at, right? Well, what your experience level is, what your preference is. But listen, I promise you, adding another monitor is not gonna fix whatever problem that you're having. That is not where to focus. It's not the setup. It's not your trading setup. I can promise you. That's not gonna do it. And personally, for me, for a long time, I traded from a MacBook Pro and a cheap second screen, a second screen that's like a portable second screen, a little 15-inch, $100, $200 screen on the right hand side, little stand. That was fine for me. 2 charts side by side, or a chart and then some information from the broker that I was running, trading Forex. Maybe I was using TradingView, and back in the day, like MT4. That's as long as you have enough. For me here, really, I use 2 screens: my candlestick chart and my bookmap chart on the right hand side. The only reason I have third stuff running extra screens because I stream, and I got 47 different windows open to stream to multiple different places: OBS, YouTube, Kick, X, the Restream, all StreamYard if I'm using that. So if you're just trading, man, 1 to 2 screens. 2 only really if you're using 2 separate pieces of software and you actually need it. So that's the thought process, chat. But while we're hanging out, waiting for this market to do something outside of just chop around VWAP, I'm going to throw this one in the chat. More than happy to have you guys in the 100% free trading Discord. I got about 2,000 members, just under. Maybe we hit it if some more people jump in. 100% free trading Discord. Not a VIP feeder program, not a course. I run everything free 99. You want to hop in there. You can hang out. Stay up to date with live streaming multiple times a day now. Giveaways. I throw news in there. We share the trading journey. Sometimes call out extra trades, kind of what we're looking at into the afternoon. But so far, watching this market sell off, man, I'm not going to jump into this. I'm going to wait to see what happens as we come through the 90s, but I don't even love this. Heavy negative CVD coming in as we're filling these buy orders. This looks like sellers want to drive this bad boy lower. That's what it looks like to me, chat. I'm not getting long. Here's a sweep of session lows, right? We don't have IB high and low yet. It's 10:08 a.m. Eastern. Just traded through the 400s, bouncing right back up. I'm interested to see where we go from here. Going to be in a wait and see mode. A little bit more patient today. A little bit more patient. Nice drop on YM. Crack VWAP plus a couple pivots. Nice. Will was short. 64.05. Stop at 09.50. Now it's falling, man. I'm super frustrated with my current trading. I'm struggling to find a spot between too mechanical and too patient discretionary aspect. Will, that's the I appreciate you sharing, bro. That's the tough part, man. That's the tough part. It's definitely a balance. First off, try not to sweat it too much, man. Market could have dumped here. We don't know what's going to happen on any one trade. Try not to be too frustrated by the outcome of any one trade, right? We don't know what's going to happen next on any individual trade, and we don't need to happen money. That's we don't need to make money to happen money. That's the paradox that we have to deal with. So I'd say review where you're at, right? How mechanical are you being? How discretionary are you being? And try to find what's helping you, what's hurting you. But that is a tough balance. I would decide where you're going to be discretionary, where you're going to apply your intuition, right, and discretion. As we start to sell off here, I know we got more people yapping in the chat. I appreciate you guys talking. Agreed, Zach, to unpredictable buyers, sellers, undecided here. Yeah, this looks like it wants to continue lower for now. I see you guys talking in the chat. I will watch this as we come down to the 80s. I'll tell you what I'm looking at. I'm looking at prior day high right now. I'm gonna absolutely get rid of this zone. I could care less. I don't think we're gonna respect this. But we can leave it for now since we marked it. But I'm looking at prior day high. We got 135 on the book up here, down here rather, selling off on a declining CVD. Not crazy. Could find buyers off these 90s. I'm gonna look for a sweep of this prior day high, right back down to that area that we really haven't returned to since we took off for an aggressive long. That's gonna be my play, guys. That would have been tough getting long on this bad boy. Will got short and got stopped out. That's a frustrating one. I want to see if we crack through this liquidity that's right down below price. We got a couple stacks of 150, 180 on the book right here around the 63.85s. Show you what we're looking at, right? Because it can bounce back and forth. I'm looking for us to come through this 63.80s, which is prior day high. Maybe find some buyers off that level. I don't know that I would dive head first if we just continue to rip lower. But I want to see what happens down here. Interesting spot on the candlestick chart on Bookmap. That's going to line up for a potential long. Could find buyers right off these 90s. We'll see if this first level lines up, but no way I'm getting long with this stuff down below. No shot. That's absolutely not an entry for me. If we take off from here and just trade 100 points higher, I say great, no problem. On another day, I get long right there and I get my face ripped off when I could have a beautiful entry down here. So we can find buyers anywhere, right? The market can turn at any point. You got to identify what you're waiting for, right? This is kind of what I do. I identify at least what I'm waiting for, right? Anything in between here and here, no trade for me, right? Outside of pulling back and hitting a level, and then my discretion is when I actually enter, right? My discretion on the entries is what I see happening as we approach the level. Price action, market structure, volume, order flow. That's where I apply some discretion, some intuition. even the trade management is pretty mechanical. It's pretty much just throw the trade on and then let it go. I really try to back myself off from having too much input into trade management because I just don't find it to be too helpful for me. That's what my data shows. So, you got to decide where you're going to apply discretion and where you're going to be more systematic, more mechanical. That's my comments there. But it's not an easy answer, man. It's just not a be discretionary here, be more mechanical here, none of that. It's just not an easy answer that way. Do we find it right off the 90s here? Chat. I'm watching this level right here, guys. Why I started to get quiet. I also had to throw, I realized I didn't share the link to any of the Discords today. That's not good. Interested to see, man. Do we find buyers right here off these 90s? Nah, I'm gonna wait for these 80s, man. I'm waiting for the 80s. We bounce here. I'm not taking it. I'm waiting for the 80s. Too much liquidity right down here, right down around prior day high for me to jump into this one. Yeah, we might find buyers here, but this is not aggressive enough, and I don't want a stop loss right here. I don't want a stop loss right here, so it's not a good setup. I'd have to run it real wide, take on more risk. So that's my decision making process, right? Articulating what I'm looking at. If we bounce from here super aggressively, we come right back through VWAP. It's something that I'll note, but it's not a mistrade from me, right? This is where I apply some discretion. Decide exactly where I want to get in based on what's happening on the chart, where other levels of structure are, volume, order flow, right? Maybe on another day, there was a big stack of orders right here, and then it's dark as all hell. There's nothing down below. There's nothing buy side. I think, okay, we came down here. We took that out. We had a lot of volume traded. Now we're getting ready to bounce, right? Not today. A little bit different looking today. Here we go. Okay, we filled some right here at the 85s. Are we going to go down and tap prior day high? This is interesting. Interesting chat. Interesting. Again, looking long down here. That might be it. But I can't take this one. Not with hundreds of lots on the book down below. We got some buyers stepping in. We got some volume on that. That might be a little bit of the dip lower, but I can't get a stop in a spot that I want on this. Part of putting on a trade, guys, right here, at least for me, everybody's going to have their own thought process. Part of putting on a trade is where your invalidation is going to go, right? Where is your stop loss going to go? And is that stop loss in a spot where you say, I don't want to be long anymore, right? I want to be short maybe, or I want to be flat. That should be your invalidation point. If you just throw arbitrary stops in, it doesn't really make sense, right? You're not trading in a logical way. But we are probably going to get long or short because we have a good way to structure risk and or combination. We have a little bit higher probability of one thing happening next over another. So for me, if I have a level hit, volume traded, everything looks good, but I can't get I don't have an invalidation point that's a reasonable distance away where I say, I don't want to be in this long anymore, I can't throw a trade on, right? I can, but it's not a good trade. That's not a valid, not valid entry criteria for me. You can drop to micros and widen out like crazy, which I could do right now. But then I would really need the market to move a massive amount in my direction. And that's not the trade thesis. The trade thesis is maybe we are going to sell off, right? Maybe we are going to continue lower and just, completely reverse the move from overnight session, which we're doing right now, and continue lower. But at least I get to bounce back to VWAP. At least we get to come back up there, check out that area of high volume, trade through the 6400s, right? So for those reasons, I'm still waiting. But I'm acknowledging that this is started to find a little bit of buyers. We turned right back down through the low here. I'm looking to grab it through prior day high, right around the 63.80s. If we continue lower below that, we blast through overnight low. I'm dead wrong on it. I'm just straight up dead wrong on it. So let's see what we get, chat. Oh, let's see. Read through. Let's see. ES become a good pet. Listen to my command. Nice. AVS is calling out some trades on CL. Very nice. At what point does top 1 futures have an issue with trades less than 10 seconds? If it's anywhere, I'm going to say if it's anywhere close to half of your trades, let's make it even easier, Joe. If it's a third of your trades by quantity or profit, I think you're going to have a problem. I think it's pretty easy to say, I don't traditionally trade in a way that generates a 10-second win or less than a 10-second win. And every once in a while, I have a trade rocket to my take profit. That's going to be okay. If the one that rockets to your take profit is a news trade where you YOLO'd 15 NQ minis and it's a huge, profit, probably going to have a problem. But again, I think it's a pretty clear differentiation, right? There's been plenty of people that have voiced their disappointment with being denied for breaking a rule, right? The rule is clear. If you don't like that one, if you are someone that scalps, there's prop firms out there that don't have that rule. But there's plenty that do. Most of them, I believe, do have some kind of minimum hold time rule. And again, top 1 is clear about what the exact time is. And then I'm going to say, anywhere close to a third, right, of your trades by quantity or by profit, you're not going to do well. So that would be my answer with that one. But I watched a video that, again, I'm biased, right? I'm partnered, I'm affiliated. I stand to make money from them, so I can't be unbiased. Important to note that. But I watch videos from people. I used to watch videos from people and speak out for people that were like, hey, I followed all the rules and I got denied. And then I watch videos nowadays from people that are like, I didn't follow the rules. I broke them, but I should get a payout still. I'm like, what? Are we living in the Twilight Zone, guys? If you think the rule is BS, that's fine. If you think the rule shouldn't be there, that's fine. You signed up to trade with the rule and then you broke it and then you're mad that you're not getting paid out. I don't think that's cool. Anyway, look out for spikes. Trump teams, Fed Waller's desire for rate cuts based on forecasts in favor of the Fed chair. Got you. Moves are wild. Yeah, we're still tapping lows here, guys. Sellers aren't ripping it lower. I'm still looking long off of prior day high, right around those 80s. But I want to chat with you guys since you're chatting it up today. We got a bunch of people that hopped on. Outside of anybody that tells me to change my chart, and what are you gonna say next? Use different indicators? Get you a cup of coffee was funny. Dance, monkey, dance. I held through pullbacks on ES, got close to my stop, no break even stop like Zach. Now I got my target on YM. Beautiful, Wolf. Hell yeah. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Wolf using Trade Locker. Nope, Wolf's on Project X. Nice, 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 nice. How the hell did I pin the wrong message? That's true. I did pin the wrong message. Whoops. Thank you for letting me know that. Here's the message that I wanted to pin. Top 1 futures, 55% off. That's the message that I wanted to pin. Thank you, chat, for letting me know I pinned the wrong message. Yeah, random person saying good was not the message that I meant pinned on YouTube. So, thank you, VK. Unsolicited opinion. Zach, you should have clicked the sell button. Yeah. Watching this sell off. Trading the 80s here, guys. Here we go. Getting close. Not quite trading the 80s. 81.5. What'd we trade down to? Yep. 81.5 here. Let's see. We might get something here, chat. We might get something. I don't mind trading futures, trading CFTs. Yeah. Talking about some different stuff here. You guys are chatting in the chat. Good morning, David. Neo, what's up? What's up, everybody? How we doing, chat? How we making out? Wolf killed it on a short held AVS. Profit target hit on CL. Going back to the bread and butter on MYM. How the rest of you guys doing? How we looking today? You guys trading this to the downside? You looking long? You got smoked on the big push to the upside overnight. What are you guys looking like here? What do you think as we come down to trade through these 80s? We got some now at the 75s. Yeah, this could keep going. Again, coming down into the level that I said I was waiting for, the area of interest. 75's got now another 193 on the book down there. I might have to pull a micro trade on this, guys. This is a little bit tight. Guys. I really would like to give myself 2 trades on these accounts, $500 worth of risk. That's a maximum of 10 points here in ES for those of you that like to do math with a 10 point. Oh, there we go. That's aggressive. Let's see if we tap the 75s. I'm going to take it on a mini. Looking long here, guys. We had a lot that started to come on at 75s. Let's see if I'm going to be way too patient here. One more dip lower. Let's see. I said I was going to be a little bit more patient. I said I was going to wait for buyers to step in off of one of my levels. Maybe a little bit worse entry. Waiting to look for a buy play. Again, this is aggressive, guys. Counter to the trend, right, that we're seeing here from this sell-off, right off the open. Did we tap these 75s? Let's see. We're getting close. I'm watching Bookmap here closely. I don't know that we filled the 200 lots that are right below. If we do, I'm jumping in. Yep. We're going to come through this real quick. Ooh, iceberging maybe right here. I'm getting long on this, guys. I was looking at that stop loss. I'm getting long on this from here. I don't want a $200 take profit. That was from scalping last night. Getting long on this right here. We got some, that looked like iceberging to me, and I'll explain what that is and what I saw on Bookmap. We can go back and look at it together. These 75s, this is going to be a key spot. These 75s we started to come into right above, really, if I look on Bookmap. Where is this exactly? No, it is 75. What do we trade down to here? 75.25, 75.5 on this candle. This is either going to be nice, guys, or really ugly. We're either going to bounce here, or we're going to rip through the 75s to the downside. And this is going to get crazy ugly. I don't think that we just hang out here. I think we bounce. We get buyers that step back in. Ooh, not bad yet. If we come through this is going to be pretty gnarly. We can watch this on Bookmap, but I got a trade on, so I want to show you guys the trade that I have on. Long from 63.76 3/4. Stop at 63.66 3/4. We have to come down all the way through the 75s. I think we're going to break this stupid aggressively and rip lower. Or I think we bounce here. We had CVD start to jump. We were trading down to the negative 8,000. We're about 1,000 off of that. Here we go. We got sell orders stacking up above price. I like that for the trade. Looking at Bookmap, but we got a nice stack of what looked to be 191, 193, 200 as we came down into the 63.75s. And what happened was, I could show you this on Bookmap. What happens is we start to have orders that get filled, and then more and more buy orders are getting fed in at that price level. So orders are filling, and the quantity on the book is looking like it's staying the same. Iceberg is a I don't know if it's a technical term or a slang term for you're seeing the tip of the iceberg on the chart, right? And maybe a player, a market participant, is throwing in a 200 lot order, right? At a specific price, like 63.75. As we come into that, they continue to feed orders on the book at that level, right? Here we go again to try it. Let's see. Trading 76.5, 76, 77s. Yeah, this is either going to be a nice bounce here where buyers step in, we drive this thing higher. To the upside, I want to see back all the way to the 90s at least. If we come through this though, guys, I'm gonna make my comment here. If we come through this level, we got a decision-making point here. We come through this, it's gonna be ugly. I don't think we just wick lower and well, we could. But I don't think we wick lower. I think if we got the sellers in store to bring this thing lower, that's going to be a nice dive down. So let's see. Let's see what we get. I'll be looking at the 90s, 63 90s. We got 145 on the book up there at 91. Would be a little bit pull back to that area where we started to chop around, found a little bit of support. But this could turn into a nice one. Ooh, there we go. There we go. Got some volume to the upside here. Chat, what do we think? What do we think, chat? You guys fading this? You getting short? Where are we at? Remember, guys, these aren't trade signals. I'm not a financial advisor. If you take financial advice from an idiot like me on YouTube that runs duck races and gives out accounts and jokes around, I don't think you're going to make it. But maybe you find some value here by hanging out for entertainment purposes only. But remember, guys, I always like to say that. It's a disclaimer 1,000 times. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do is suggestion or recommendation to do anything. This is a simulated funded account. Make sure you read CFTC Rule 4.41 on what we're doing here, even in a instant funded account, even in a 7-pack of straight to sim funded pro accounts from Top 1 Futures. So we got a little bounce back. Are we just going to pull back and continue lower? Let's see. Here's what I can say so far, guys. I'm happy with this entry, right? I'm happy with this entry. If I got to take the L, I got to take the L, right? It just means that we're not going to find buyers. We're going to continue lower. You know, my trade idea today is not going to work out. Here's why I'm happy with this. I watched this on Bookmap. Sellers try to take this thing lower and buyers defend it. We've sold off, right? For the last, how long? Yeah, a little over 30 minutes. And I bought 1.5 points before the largest size bounce that we found so far, right? If I just look at measured moves, we did find buyers off this level outside of getting involved really quick here, right? Where we, pull back down and we bounced 14 points. This tells me that this was a key area. This was an interesting level. If I enter here, right? If I enter on this, if I get long here, I oftentimes like to go back and review the trade and think, why was I getting long here, right? Why was this level not respected at all? Why was there zero even fight put up by buyers where we didn't even attempt to bounce here, right? To give me a way to structure the trade at all. And we just completely ripped lower. That happens. But if we get something where at least I get long on a level where I know a fight's getting put up, we got a chance to bounce, right? I'm happy with that, right? Whether or not I have to take the loss, again, but that first kind of checkbox to say, why did I get long? Where did I get long? And then what happened? If I get long and it happens, right? Happened live with you guys here. If I get long and we just completely knife, I think, was I just trying to catch a bottom there? Did I really wait for a level on the chart that I wanted to wait for, a key area where I think we might have had some reaction, right? Like what we have going on right here. At very least, I like to see this, right? Does this mean, great, we're going to take a nice win today? No, not at all. We could turn down, right? This could just be a pullback and a downtrend. A million things could happen. Trump could fart and we just dump 100 points, right? So, but again, I like to kind of just talk about my trades as I'm trading here with you guys. I think that could be helpful. At the very least, even if you're taking L's, did you get some kind of reaction? Did you have a way maybe to grab $300 in profit, but you were just holding on for something longer? Maybe you have a way to structure your trades differently, your trade management. You say, well, I'm just going to scalp a little bit and go for these smaller wins, It gives you an opportunity to kind of review that way. So I think that could be helpful. What happens after you enter the trade? Win or loss, yes, right? But how far did it move into profit versus how far it moved into loss? Did it just knife through? Are you just getting absolutely blown out on every single trade? Or are you getting a nice reaction, but it just doesn't continue in your direction, right? What kind of happens on your trades? So for me, for those of you that are new, my trade management style is to not go stop loss to break even. Don't touch the stop loss. I find that every time I go stop loss to break even, this happens. I'd be stopped out right now, and we would just say, okay, I'm stopped out immediately. I would never really give the trade room to either be a winner or a loser. So I almost might not even want to put it on in the first place. For me, looking for a potential profit target on this, up towards the 90s. We got some liquidity at 63.85. We got some liquidity at 63.90. We've got a growing cumulative volume delta. For those of you that watch Delta, we got a couple more people in the community, in the chat, that are watching cumulative volume delta. The lows off of this, right? The lows off of this, low point was negative 8,000, right? We're back up to 6,100, negative 6,100, right? Not a huge jump, but that is showing, right, that we have buy volume outweighing sell volume here, right? Which is correlating to price action because we are off the low. Not an insane jump, right? If we started to see heavy absorption, a ton of buyers start to step in, that would be really beautiful. But that does line up. We're not sitting here trying to move higher and, CVD is just continuing to fall off a cliff. That to me gives me a little bit more indication that we might continue lower, right? But let's see. Choppy overall at this level. We got a little bit of reaction off these lows. Again, I'm holding this bad boy to be a larger winner, right? 63.90s would be 12, 13 points in my direction. The 85s right here, we got some liquidity, so this could be dicey to get through. It could just be a little break and retest to this area before we continue lower. So a safer spot, would just be a quick wick up here right around the 85s. I can show you this on Bookmap, right? Here's what I'm looking at to the upside, right? This was maybe some buyers feeding in orders here, right? We found definitely some buyers off of this level so far, but here's what I'm talking about to the upside. 63.85s, right? These could fill and be a problem. Maybe we don't fill. We just, we get held up here. 63.90s back at that zone that I have marked, I think is a pretty sweet spot. So, and then this could turn into a nice trade, but, my thesis is not to try to catch a bottom with a 10-point stop and then run the thing all day. You can, if that's your approach, but you're going to end up with a really high risk to reward, really low win rate. If you do that, you're probably going to have to lose far more often than you win before you catch the big banger. So, buyers can't do it yet. Let's see. We get. Chat. Let's see. Zach knows when to pull the trigger. Hey, listen, man. Do our thing. Mel got short. Nice. Send it, bro. Somebody's going to win. Hopefully, if you manage it right. Zach, why would you say that? I just copy whatever you do, even the chart color. Yassine Adams, what is leader +6? This is exactly what I got going on up here. This is a straight to funded Sim Pro 150K account with Top 1 futures. We can look at exactly what this is. And I am copy trading 7. This is designating that there is a leader account. This is the leader account. And on Project X, I am copy trading to 7 total accounts. 1 plus 6 would be 7. That was the max amount that I was allowed to copy trade on these. So technically, I am plus $200 and $200 right now times 7. The risk that I have on is 500 times 7, right? because it's copy traded across individual accounts. But that's what this is. Could be a nice reversal back up to the 6400s or could dump. I really don't think it's going to play around today. Yeah, again, I don't think we're going to play around here, Colby. I agree with you. I think we're going to dump or we're going to push. I don't think that we are just going to slowly hang out here, right? This could be a problem. 75s, right? We got a high volume area here. Is it that high if I pull back off? Yeah, this could be a problem down here. But I think we're either going to push back up really aggressively. This is going to be a really nice breaking retest from a higher time frame point of view, or we're going to dump. We're going to sell off like heavy. So, we'll see. It's in the market's hands now. ES, take the wheel. Take us to the promised land, ES. Let's see what we got. Thanks. Might just take you up on that. The books I read just ain't doing it. Scott. I thought Trump was sneezing. He's farting now. Yeah, you never know, bro. You never know. Looking for a pivot down on MYM. We're here. Nice. Looking at yesterday's close for a long. Nice. Yeah, I got long before that, right? Got long before that. Prior day high, right down into a tap of this level, sweeping down below these levels here, but we might have to sweep this level down here, right? Might have to come down through this low. Maybe we dip down here, but I don't. Again, I got to pick a spot to get long and create a trade thesis. You know, we could run this with $1,000 worth of risk, but again, then I'm gonna really need to generate, you know, relative to the risk that I'm putting on, a much larger W, right? All the way back through these 6400s. I'd prefer to take a stop out here if we continue lower for $500 and then give myself a second entry. You know, maybe we just sell off. We find some buyers somewhere else. I've done the full risk on the first trade. I've done it live with you guys. You know, I've done it a handful of times. I don't love to do it. It just, you know, I've got other accounts to trade, right? But I don't love to throw it all on trade number one. You know, I love to be able to take a loss and then come back, right? You know, if it's really wide and for some reason I only see one setup that's going to form for quite a while, I'll do it, but I prefer not to. And I find that giving myself zero other trades, even in a set of accounts, you know, if I'm trading multiple times a day nowadays, streaming live with you guys, you know, it's not the best play for me. So anyway, we're starting to find buyers. High of this move so far. This trade cracked 7.25 points in profit. Let's see, can we get some continuation to the upside here? Chat, we're fixing to find out. I think we're gonna try it. These 85s and then up towards the 91s are gonna be telling. Let's see. Let's see what we get. Appreciate you guys hopping on as always. Let's see. Looking long. Yeah, we talked about that. Fed Bostic speaking, so look out for movement. Okay. We got a Fed chair speaking. Took the 150K, top one future straight to funded in hindsight. Should have took that 50K. Y'all know why. Staying alive. Yeah, I don't want to get off the screen, but we'll look at top one after this. We'll go straight to the site, guys, and I'm happy to kind of show you my thoughts on the different account sizes and the different account types. We can do that today. We'll head over to the site after this. Pulling back down after sweeping these highs, man. Come on, ES. Don't do it to me. Don't do it to me, ES. Couple let's see, chat. Let's see what we get here, man. All right. Can we get a reversion here, chat? Or are we going to come through this low? ES is really trying it. It's really giving it its best shot. Let's see. Everybody get out and push ES so we can just take a W and run the damn duck race. Because you guys know what's coming up next. We got duck races coming up next, chat. I appreciate you guys hanging out on here. We got a bunch of people hanging out. I'm waiting to see if we can get a run up towards these 90s, man. At very least, man. I got to see this one go. We are going to be giving out straight to funded accounts after this trade plays out, hopefully for a W. And later on the live stream for Power Hour, because I've been running Power Hour streams, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m., 2:30, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. If you guys hang out, you got multiple chances to win. We ran at 3 duck races the last multiple days. So you got a chance to win this morning, the big boy account, the straight to funded pro. You got a chance to win elite challenge accounts later in the day. I'll be back on probably about 3 p.m. today. I was running a little bit earlier, but probably about 3 p.m. today. Hey, listen, guys, not a bad trade here. Not a bad trade. I really can't complain. I want to see if we can come through these. Okay, so we're coming through the 85s here, man. This is a dangerous spot to be holding through, but CVD looks good. At best, I want to front run the 91s. At very best, I want to front run the 91s. So if we wicked really aggressively, I'm going to throw a take profit up there. Because we got, 90s. I want to front run that level. 90 and a half looks like 178. No, 91. 91, we got a nice stack of 177. If I zoom in, I can see a little bit clearer. 63 90s, we got 105 on the book. Again, this is a tough spot. What did I just say? These fucking 85s, man. I'm clipping this one, guys. I'm going to clip this one at break even. I'm not taking that. Out for break even. I'm not going to sit through that. 85s did not like the 85s at all. Not only did we just completely knife lower, we did it on volume. I'm not going to hold for a couple more points after a turnaround. $9.70. We're going to run the duck race. We'll see how this one plays out. If it's just a quick knife lower, it takes me out of break even and then rips higher, it's going to be what it's going to be. But that one, way too close to a take profit level to hold on to. So I'm not going to take the full stop on that one. I'm going to give myself 2 more chances for today. But let's see. Do we find buyers here again and rip higher? Do we come through the 75s? Still have 215 on the book down here. CVD dropped off completely as we came lower. Nice selling pressure. You can see the volume behind the candle. One of the largest that we've seen on the way back down. So I'm gonna run it right there, guys. Stop for break even. Showing me 400 some odd dollars in profit, but I'm not letting that one come all the way back on me. We'll see how that one plays. Again, I'm going to review it afterwards, but 85s I knew would be an issue. I fucking knew it would be an issue. Didn't hit a 1-to-1. I got to hold at least towards a 1-to-1 in my humble opinion. I don't have to, but the 91s were a clear spot. We came through some liquidity right here, and here we are coming down to challenge the low. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if that was a clean stop and break even that's actually going to help me, or if we just turn around here and blast back up to VWAP. But it is what it is. I'm not willing to take that full stop. Don't want to accept that risk. I'd be happy to be out. So here we go through my entry through the 75s. Now that's the next stack that's on there. Do we sell off really aggressively through this level? So far we are. But you guys know what time it is as we're watching the market. Frustrating, man. Frustrating to take that one, but is what it is. It's Funded Frenzy Week. We are gonna run the giveaway right now. Give me a second, guys. We'll get the form in the chat while I am getting this set up, just so you guys know the rules. Don't fill this form out more than one time. You don't have to pick a lucky number because your name's going to go on the duck. This is going to be for a straight to funded Sim Pro 50K account. A sweep below the low and then buyer stepping back in. It's going to get interesting, guys. We might go rip back towards VWAP on this. But I'm out, obviously. Gave it my old college try and stopped for break even. All right, guys. We got a form getting thrown in the chat right now. If you are on X, go ahead and hop on Kick, hop on YouTube because I can't type to you guys, and we're not gonna play that game. All right. Form is live in the chat. Let's go. This is for a straight to funded 50K. Boom. Wait, no. Boom. There we go. Straight to funded 50K. We're giving out accounts every damn day on these live sessions here. More than happy to have you guys on here. I appreciate you being here with me, hanging out as we're trading live. Again, guys, go ahead, get the form filled out. Don't fill it out more than one time. Please don't spam it. Don't use your mom's and your grandma's email. Go ahead, get that one formed out. We'll load up some ducks, and we will run the random giveaway. The duck race, because I get people that ask me, the duck race is just for the random giveaway, guys. Doesn't really have any significance outside of just the just the giveaway. But that's what we got going on today. Let's see what we got, chat. So we bounced really. I'm watching this market. We bounced really, really quickly there. That looked like it might just be the low. But here we are, right back down to the 75s again. So this ain't looking too pretty. This is not looking too pretty. Let's see. Interesting. So anyway, guys, we got the form getting filled out. Go ahead, get that one filled out. Link is in the chat. We're going to run the duck race. We'll get the duck race loaded up. Appreciate you guys. What's up, guys? What's going on? Appreciate you guys for hopping on. You don't have to throw your lucky number. No lucky number, guys. We're just going to we're going to put names on the ducks, and we're going to run more duck races. No lucky numbers. Running 47,000 duck races, so you don't have to throw your lucky number. I see everybody threw number 11. That's funny. Yo, people, don't go picking on lucky number 11. Wolf said that, and then everybody put number 11. You know what? Everybody spammed the chat with lucky number 11. That was hysterical. Now somebody changed the LRC. Pivot points are in conflict. Okay. Rock here. Trader Monk 72. Yeah, what's going on, guys? What's going on? Yeah, we're gonna get the duck race loaded up. Let me go ahead and get this ready. I'll give you guys about 5-10 minutes to get this filled out. Form is in the chat. Let me pin it in YouTube. I'll try not to pin somebody's comment. There you go. Ooh. Yeah, that's looking sketchy. Unless we turn on a dime here, that's looking not so appetizing, chat. So, listen, man, I can't be mad with my entry. I can't be mad with finding a spot where I attempted the longs on this. Just didn't get it to play. We'll see if my stop loss gets respected way down here. And in fact, we turn on a dime, but this was the bounce. This was the shift coming, and it was just not a pullback, not a reversion to VWAP. We're continuing to sell off here really aggressively down towards this overnight low level. There's not a lot more down on the book unless we get like all the way down to the 45s. We turn this into just a gnarly bearish day. But that's what this could do. We got a huge wick so far forming on this daily candle. If we come back through and fill this out, which we certainly could, it's gonna look nice. But this flips bearish. That's gonna look gnarly to the downside, man. Really ugly. Woohoo, still going, chat. Wow. Sorry, I know we got the giveaway form rolling, guys. We're gonna get ready to run this duck race. I'm just interested in what the hell we do down here. That's looking pretty sketchy. That's definitely looking pretty sketchy. That's looking a little sketchy, chat. It's looking a little sketchy, as the kids say. Have to see where we go from here. All right. Before we do all that, sorry, I'm checking something else out on my TradingView chart here. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and get ready to run this bad boy. We got hella people in here. Team Bear, Neo, ES closed 5 minutes before initial balance low. So yeah. Let's see. Where's our IB low, Neo? Here is our 10:30 candle right there. This is going to be our IB low. For those of you that don't know, IB is initial balance. The first 1 hour of the trading session. Let's go ahead and mark that off. The 25 or the, what is that? 50, 63, 75, 25. That's going to be our IB low. Can mark that with like a different color. Yeah, this is, whoa, I don't want to do that. Okay, hang on. What the hell did I do with the colors of stuff? Because that's going to mess it up. IB high, IB low can be interesting to look at. I usually don't mark them day in and day out, but they can be helpful to look at. Go ahead, guys. Get the form filled out. We're going to run some duck races. Frustrating, I got to say, man, trash week for me. Really trash week. Being transparent. I'm red in these accounts. 3 red days, unfortunately. And I've had a lot of really frustrating trades that either start to play out in my direction and then come back down on me, stop me out, stop me for break even like we had on this one. Almost hit my entry. Like I had to show the crazy one multiple times. I had an MNQ trade that traded to the tick and then dumped. I had a limit order set for pre-market, multiple accounts. I've had like a handful of those this week. So, you know, it's just part of it, man. It's just part of it. Those weeks happen. Those trades happen. They seem to come in batches where they just beat the hell out of you and try to send you on tilt. But I've definitely been having one of those weeks, right? I think entry's good, you know, trade management good. I'm trading the consistent way that I like to trade, at least as far as ES. I'm working on some fun negative risk to reward scalping on NQ with you guys. But yeah, man, I've just had a handful of those game of inches, right? And it matters. You know, my entries matter. My stop losses matter. You know, that's just part of it. But, you know, there's a handful of these. I can't complain, right? I'm not going to be upset taking a stop for break even. This trade just did not play nice with me. Gave me opportunity to grab the 85s, but maybe on another day. The only thing I'll say is maybe on another day I take it there. But 91's being up here, looking really clean. Area that we found some consolidation, area of high volume. That looked pretty solid. So I really can't say that I would do too much different on another day. We'll see how far we come down, or if we just reverse here. But you know, this was the area to find some buyers, head back up towards the 91s. You know, back up towards VWAP. So far we haven't done that. We've just had downtrend structure, right? Lower highs getting put in, lower lows, continuing lower. We are, you know, 27 points off of VWAP to the low, trading below 20 points with a nice downward sloping VWAP. You know, that's pretty heavy to the downside. So I don't really have another trade set up on this to look for it long or short right now. It's just going to be hang out, run the duck race with you guys. Come back for Power Hour and scalp NQ. Have some fun on NQ or MNQ. Done a lot of that stuff in the past, so fun to do. So let's see, we got a whole bunch of responses in the chat. Yeah, let's get the duck race ready. Guys, you got about 5 minutes. I try to give everybody enough time to fill this out. You guys got about 5 minutes, okay? Go ahead, get the form filled out in chat. It's free to join. If you subscribe to Kick, on Kick, you will get 5 times entries. You'll be running 5 ducks in these duck races. Let me pull up the duck race. Let's go. Got some latecomers rolling in. I see you guys. I see you guys. I'm going to say about 2 minutes, guys. 11:05. I'm shutting this form down. So get your form filled out if you want an entry into the duck race we are going to be running coming up. This is for a giveaway. 50K straight to funded account from Top One Futures. Shout out Top One Futures for supporting me, supporting you guys. If you want to check out what they have running, 55% off all accounts right now. All accounts right now. And we'll take a look at Top One Futures in a second. We were saying a couple of you guys were commenting different accounts. I wish I went for, X account over another account. I'll show you guys what we're looking at on Top One. Give you my opinion, my humble, biased opinion. All right. A couple more people rolling in. Yeah, you guys are always late, man. You guys are always late to the party. I'll give you guys about another minute. Another minute to get this form filled out. 11:05. It's 11:04 a.m. Eastern right now. While we're hanging out, doing that, let's check out Top One Futures. This is Top One Futures. If you don't know what Top One Futures are, they're a prop firm, a futures prop firm. I'm not going to go into detail explaining what in the world that is, but we'll take a look at that right here. A couple different accounts. Late to the party. Yeah, you're good, man. You can hop on. A couple different accounts they got here just to take a look at. If you scroll down, you can take a look at the different options, right? Again, code RDF is going to get you a better deal than this 50% off. It's 55% off. And a little bit of insider information. If you come onto the site and you subscribe to their email newsletter, has nothing to do with me personally, you will get even more discounts, stackable discounts on code RDF. But if you want to check it out, here's what we're looking at. Straight to Sim Funded Pro versus the Instant Sim Funded, right? Key main differences between these two. Price. Number one, the straight to funded Sim Pro is going to be cheaper. Right? You're also able to copy trade more of these bad boys. This is going to be some positives here. The instant funded across the board is going to be more expensive, and you're not able to copy trade as many. Downsides of the straight to funded Sim Pro, you have traditionally a tighter max loss limit, but more importantly than that, you have an intraday trailing drawdown on unrealized profit and a 20% equity stability score that takes into account not only your biggest winning day, but your biggest losing day. On the Instant Sim Funded, you got the classic end-of-day trailing drawdown, nice wide max loss limits, and a standard 20% consistency. You also only have a minimum trading days, not a minimum profitable trading days. Over here, you have a minimum profitable trading days. 7 of those have to be at least 0.1% of the initial balance, meaning if you're trading a 50K account, you got to have at least 7 $50 days. Technically, with an Instant Sim Funded, the standard one, you don't have to. Up to you. There's also challenge accounts that are even cheaper. If you guys want to check that out, these are the ones that we're giving away in the afternoon. But I think this specifically at 55% off the 50K account with the additional coupon code, I'm going to do it with you guys. $259.20 for the instant funded, not the straight to Sim Funded Pro. This is the end of day trailing drawdown. To be directly into a 50K account with a $2,000 max loss limit and a $3,000 profit target, where you can withdraw $2,500 on a 90-10 profit split at $3,000, and you have a 20% consistency rule, meaning divide that $3,000 by 5, and you got to put up $600 days on a $2,000 max loss limit. I think that's a wild deal. It's up to you guys. I'm biased. I'm partnered. I stand to make money from Top One. Code RDF, the link in the chat. If you guys want to check this out, I'm going to link it right now. If you guys have questions about it, feel free to hit me up after the stream. Hit me up on socials. Hit me up anywhere. More than happy to talk about it with you guys. I'm gonna throw it in kick as well. Here's what we got going on for the straight to funded Sim Pro, just to give some pricing on this so you can take a look at it. If you were cool with an intraday trailing drawdown and you want to copy trade even more accounts, because you can copy trade up to 5 of these bad boys, and you're cool with an ESS score, you can get into the straight to funded Sim Pro 50K for $159.60. I don't know, guys. I think it's a good deal. I'm biased. Check it out. If you have questions, feel free to ask away. I'll chat about it with you guys. So, now that we got that out of the way, guys, the form is getting closed out right now. We're getting the ducks loaded up. Let's see what you guys saying in the chat. Thanks. I have Instant Sim funded. Yeah, you can't copy trade both sets of accounts together. No. You can copy trade each in batches. Kick name is Real Deal Zach. Real Deal Zach. I will link that in YouTube for you guys right now. I'm on Kick streaming. It's lower latency and no ads. There's the Kick link right there if you guys want to check it out. And if you subscribe to Kick, 5 times entries into all of these giveaways this week. That's what we got rolling on. All right. Let's get it rolling. Got a couple of you guys that hopped in late. Nice. Duck race is almost ready. No more entries into the duck race. Let me go ahead and stop this because you guys are coming in late here, but we got a lot. We're going to have a lot of ducks on the line today, y'all. This is a big duck race. This is going to be serious. Let's watch the market for a minute while we're hanging out. Sold off a little bit further, chopping around down here. Bottom not falling out, but really not finding buyers yet. Starting to just drift lower. Let me just go ahead and do this. We got the 5 times entries, boys and girls, getting loaded in right now. Let's see. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Sorry, guys. I'm just double checking through, making sure that you guys didn't do anything crazy here. Nobody spammed it. Nope, we're looking good. Everybody's been playing by the rules. It's good. Really good, guys. All right, all right, all right. Sorry, guys. Trying to make sure that I get this loaded up and I give everybody a fair shot, especially those that were supporting me on Kick. Let's see. Let's see. Got about, one more minute. We'll get this one. We'll get this one handled. Try to make sure that nobody pulled the fast one. Nobody pulled the fast one on me. Nah, you guys are looking good. You're looking good. Everybody play by the rules. Nice, nice. Ralph, let's get you on here as well. All right. Duck race is loaded up. We have 100 ducks in the line today. An even 100. It's actually what we landed on. This is for the straight to funded Sim Pro 50K. You don't have to call out a lucky number in the chat. You don't have to do anything. Remember, guys, if you don't win today, I'm live later this afternoon for Power Hour Round 2. If you want 5 times entries on future duck races for account giveaways, feel free to subscribe to Kick. If you want to know about all the fun, stupid stuff that we're doing like this, and actually me live trading and showing you what real trading looks like for me, be more than happy to have you in the free Discord. I will throw that in the chat one more time before we hit go on these bad boys on both you guys in Kick. Whoa, what happened on kick? Hang on. Hang on. There we go. There we go. Boom. And I got feedback. Okay. We're running duck race. Let's do it, guys. Free Discord's in the chat. More than happy to have you guys in. Let's go. Ready for the duck sounds? 2 minutes on the board. Good luck, everybody. Hope your duck makes a run for the front. Let's see. Let's see. Early lead out of the Mohawk duck, Kobe S. We got some naked ducks out front. Let's see. Ralph M down on the bottom. Looks like the Ninja Zorro duck. John S in the pink star duck, making a run for it. These are funny, guys. Like, not everyone is a come from behind victory, but some of them just come out of nowhere in the last, 5 seconds. We were running multiple of these yesterday, so again, if you guys don't win, we were running these in the afternoon, power hour. I'll be back on about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah, guys, there's 100. There's 100 ducks on here. So if you don't see your duck, I see you guys saying, "Where's my duck?" If you don't see your duck, he's lagging, bro. Your duck got stopped out already. I don't know. Hanging out in the back. Those of you guys that see your name multiple times, it means you sub to Kick. If you guys want 5 ducks in the race for these giveaways, feel free to sub to Kick. More than happy to support you guys that are helping me try to get verified and partnered with more platforms so I can expand this reach and we can run duck races worldwide. John S, man, I don't know. That pink duck's making a run. Kim E down on the front. That's a cool looking one. A vampire duck. Let's see. You guys are mad funny in the chat. It's so funny. Scott C, you're the strawberry duck. Quack to make your duck speed up. Just remember, Rich Strike came from dead last. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Putting my duck on a serious conditioning plan next week if he doesn't win. He always falls behind. Yeah, JP, dude, your duck's got endurance issues. Here we go, guys. Into the finish line. Bowen V making a run for it. We got the winner. I don't know how to pronounce this. Bowen V. Congratulations, Bowen. I will be reaching out to you after the stream. Congrats, everybody that played today. I appreciate you guys hopping on. Thank you. We've had only, I think, 1 or 2 that have been Kick subscribers that have actually won out of all these. So it does seem to be an even match. We will be running more of these guys in the afternoon. If you didn't win today, check out the afternoon streams. I'm going to be streaming for morning session, 9:30 a.m. Eastern, and power hour as much as I possibly can. These are mad fun. I have so much fun doing these, giving back to you guys, giving out instant funded accounts, giving out challenge accounts. Hella growth on here. We got more and more people on here every day. I really appreciate you guys being on. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to wrap it up right around here. Market is still selling off aggressively now to the downside. Boeing, let me just make sure I mark your name so I don't I don't forget it. All right, we got the duck noises. Hang on. There you are. All right. Back to the charts for a minute here real quick. We'll get some analysis. Sweep of overnight low. Maybe we get a V-shaped recovery on this, guys, but I think I'm going to be hands off until power hour on this. I could see a bounce here. I could see us coming back up and just creating a complete V-shaped recovery on this day. Maybe that's all we need to do, come down to this area of high volume and revert. But I'm not going to keep trying to find a bottom on this here in these accounts. Probably the only trade I'm going to take unless I see something really nice. I'll try to call it out in Discord. Otherwise, we'll be back for some MNQ or NQ scalping for power hour. Have some fun forward testing. A even risk to reward, negative risk to reward. You guys have to tune in to see what that looks like. But it's fun. It either works out for some nice W's or some nice L's or some nice break evens. Yesterday, we went 2 break even and 1 W. Anyway, guys, appreciate you guys hopping on. Thank you for being here. Remember, quick disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. Trading's risky. Most traders do lose money. Make sure you do your own research. Make your own trading decisions. Nothing I say or do here or anywhere else is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything. I'm just an idiot yapping on here. YouTube, Kick, X, everywhere for entertainment purposes only. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firm accounts, and the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content like Top 1 Futures, Code RDF, Bookmap, and others. Talk to you guys soon. Trade well the rest of the day. Thank you for hopping on here. Appreciate you guys. Smash like, smash subscribe, hop in the free Discord. Don't do anything. Do whatever you want to do. Trade well, guys. Talk to y'all soon.